Oh man. Good morning, Capricorn. Holy crap. I was looking I see this is what you drew as far as the top two cards. The the page of cups in the reverse and the elephant in the reverse. Now, one of the things that I draw one of the things that I draw from this Capricorn is that sometimes we're guided in a certain direction, and sometimes we might not see why we're being guided, but there's a necessary need to understand that if we're being guided by something, then it's usually by our third eye if we don't see it directly, and at the same time that means it's a universal influence. So what I get from this Capricorn is that in some way, shape, or form, there might be something that maybe you're experiencing in love. Like maybe you're not vibing with a certain someone, or maybe you're not vibing in certain relationships, or maybe instead of looking out for love, you're just basically kind of looking out for yourself, right? This cup or this page of cups can also signify a sort of player, but I think that in some way, shape, or form, you'd rather be much by yourself than anything else. So let's go ahead and put these cards back, and we will go ahead and get started on your tarot draw. Bum, 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 bum. Oh man. Yes, I am. Ooh, look at that. Have something that's not being heard, Capricorn? I very much feel like there's a situation that's going on. Maybe you've been saying things and you haven't been heard. Um, I can pretty much vibe with that. But when it comes to not being heard, there's a necessary need to just redirect your energy into a different sector. You know, like if you're going over here and this person isn't hearing you, maybe in some way, shape, or form, it's necessary for you to share your voice on this side. I know anytime that my significant other ignores me, whether she hears me and just ignores me or doesn't hear me at all, I just go ahead and move on to the next thing. My favorite slogan right now is make every second count, leave no time wasted. Thus, you see me here at 12:30 in the morning doing tarot readings and finishing these off. So, all right. So I feel that some of you guys have some brand new things going on, and you're also guided by the universe. So, as I was mentioning before, the connection and the guidance of the universe is one of those things that it's necessary for you to understand before you start moving forward. There's a necessary need for grounding, and there's also a necessary need for that higher knowledge from the universe. Now, regardless of whether you're being heard or not, I don't think that's very much the case. It's a necessary need for you to express yourself and to open yourself up, much like the oyster in the reverse. This is to open up your feelings. Sometimes it's necessary to blow up. That's what I've been told, and actually, it does work. And right under that, I feel like Capricorn. Look at you. You're living a practical life with spiritual knowledge, and at the same time, you're living a spiritual life with practical knowledge. I like that. So make sure that as you keep letting go, that you don't get bothered by the fact that nobody's hearing you, and just wait for that upload to happen. They might not be hearing you, but the universe is. All right, so now we move on to the fairy oracles, and let's see what the fairy oracles have to say about your emotional state. And you know what? This whole time when I was doing the other readings for Sagittarius, Aquarius, Pisces, something like that, I was forgetting this. I was forgetting my microphone, guys. All right, enough. All right, so I feel like some of you guys have gotten bored with that situation, not being heard, not just standing around waiting for this other person to pay attention to you, or waiting for other people to pay attention to you. Just act, just do it. I okay. One of the things that I faced as a Capricorn is the necessary need to what's the word? It's a necessary need to be accepted and to have some type of status. But one of the things that I've been learning to let go is well, the necessary need to be accepted. But status comes as a result of your actions and not really as a result of what you're saying. So make sure that you keep that in mind when you take action and allow that to be your guiding light. All right. So I have a feeling that some of you guys are having trouble cutting things out of your existence. Now, when it comes to the four, or when it comes to the he of the fiery sword in the reverse, it's not necessarily anything bad. However, it could be necessary for you to understand what's necessary to cut out and what's not necessarily there to cut out. And once you actually understand that, you'll reach that sense of stability. But I do feel like your first thing to be done is to connect to the universe and to maintain that connection, maintain your zen, and from there, everything else will work its way in. Now, I feel like you're getting over your apathy, though. I feel like you're actually finally starting to do things. You're starting to move around. You're starting to like get yourself stretching and going. Also, for any of you guys who have any medical problems, and now that we come to the word stretching, right? It might be necessary for some of you guys to engage in qigong, into yoga, into some type of something that'll get your bones stretched, that'll get your bones reset. This could also be the necessary need for some of you to go to a chiropractor about now, because I don't know if any of you guys have been feeling back pain, but I have, and knee pain, ankle pain, all of that. So a lot of that has usually when you've been dormant for a while, this is a an added effect. It's very hard to move. It's sometimes you might feel your bones cracking. Sometimes you might not feel like you got the full energy, but don't worry about it. You have this stretch of time that it's allowing you to that's allowing you to kind of get yourself stretched and ready before the race. Now, I have a feeling that you will be soon climbing a mountain, and this mountain is going to be one of those mountains that's somewhat difficult to climb. So, it's necessary for you to understand how to let go of those things that were holding you back before, whether there's something physical, something emotional, or something mental or of a spiritual nature. My puppy playing with this pig. All right. Last one. All right. So, regardless, though, I see that you guys are finally finding your way out of the darkness. You guys are finally reaching out to certain people. I feel like a lot of you guys are finally getting over this doom and gloom thing and finally understanding that when it comes to healing and when it comes to utilizing the energy of the universe, that you have to be in tune with it. And once you're in tune with it, then you're using that universal energy for the purposes of creating. But one thing I will say, Capricorn, no matter how challenging your life can be, remain joyful, remain steadfast, and hold on to your hope because sometimes that is the only thing keeping us going. Moving on to the Rider Tarot, we are going to draw some cards and clarify on this and see what's going on in your life, Capricorn. Ooh, all right. So this one wanted to come out. I see that aside from getting over your apathy and your boredom with being ignored and not being heard, I feel like you're letting your defenses down. That's definitely something synonymous with the oyster, and I definitely feel that as you let your guard down and you open up, there's going to be more opportunities that come your way, and those added opportunities are going to be there for increasing your consciousness and also increasing your patience and your ability to foresee the future as opposed to just stressing about the now. Ooh, wow. Okay, so three of them fell out, and I got to. All right, so let's see. Are some of you Capricorn unhappy? But regardless of whether you're unhappy or not, you understand that there's a necessary need to stride forward and to move forward with action and with purpose and intent. Well, you're not alone. I actually feel that energy too. Now, one of the cards that came out, These three cards fell out of the deck and they fell on the floor. So make sure there's nothing else. All right, good. Now, oh no. All right, so hold on a second. All right. So, regardless of how unhappy some of you guys might be, regardless of the fact that there's certain things that are preventing you from really having these opportunities to start making some money, start making some positive moves or making money moves. And regardless of whether you have the full scope of information or not, I feel that in some way, shape, or form, Capricorn, you're definitely self-content. Like this is the this is a sort of a sign like maybe you've been doing things and manifesting things, and this is also one of those cards to show you how far you've come in your emotional world. When you have nine cups like this and you have this guy sitting on this bench, he has this sort of like grin on his face, right? He's happy, you know. And there's a necessary need to go ahead and see that regardless of whether you have the full scope of information or whether you're rich or not, you've come a long way. You've grown, Capricorn. And that's the biggest reward that anybody can have. All right, so moving on to the last card. Let's see what. Ooh. All right, so this is whatever this darkness is. You've been on a personal journey, Capricorn, and at the same time, there's victory in your future. Now, if any of you are wondering uh, about this spread here, you have two wands cards. And these two wands cards are these wands cards that are necessary to take action on. I do believe, man, you know what? I do not remember what what cards were read there. Hold on, let me check real quick. Uh, oh yeah, the Nightingale. Wait, no, okay. I remember it was the elephant in the reverse. And all right, so you've been on a journey of sorts. Now, I feel like with this King of Swords in the reverse, it's like you haven't really been able to see what it is that you need to cut out until more recently. But all of this has been a personal journey for you, Capricorn. And at the same time, I feel like all of this is leading towards a certain end, justice. Because this is at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like whatever purpose you're working towards, Capricorn, you're working for the justice of all, not just the justice of yourself. And actually, this is what's going to lead you to new ideas. This is what's going to lead you to the ability to start new things, the ability to begin new mindsets. And these new mindsets are going to be connected to justice. Whatever you do, Capricorn, from this point on, people are going to understand that you're living a balanced life. Or at the very least, you're trying to balance everything out so that everybody wins, not just yourself. So let's go ahead and roll these die and see what kind of planet, what kind of sign energy you're going to be encompassing. Ooh, Pisces. So I feel like for some of you Capricorn, you've been standing in your power. You've been understanding what it is to be a Capricorn or a Capricorn rising, a Capricorn moon. You understand the necessity to build, and so you've been doing that. Now, one of the main focuses that you guys have been that you guys have been working on have been relationships. Also, I feel like there's been a Libra that has been in your vicinity, and this Libra is one of those people that has been helping you to increase your consciousness, but at the same time, it's been helping you on this personal journey out of your darkness. This is all necessary because the next thing after that is connection. It's networking. Is looking towards everybody else out there and understanding that you can't do everything yourself. So there's a necessary need to attract the necessary people from your vicinity that can help you inch your progress forward inch by inch. Now, we're going to go ahead and roll the die that's for your planetary energies, and we're going to see what kind of planetary energies are guiding you. All right, so some of you might feel the impulse to go back to your South Node ways. Now, some of you guys are already in tune with your intuition, and now you're practicing how to express your own individuality. Now, a lot of you guys might be doing this in an obsessive way, and it's necessary because, in some way, shape, or form, there's going to be something that comes up in your future that might seem foggy, but it might actually be the solution to help you reach your dreams and your destiny. And at the same time, I very much feel that you're going to be guided by Plutonian energy. And for any of you guys who were born around 1986, you have Pluto conjunct with your South Node. So, in that sense, there's a necessary need to move away from your impulses, to move away from those addictive South Node influences that maybe you were stuck in before. I know I myself had just recently quit smoking weed, and I want to say that it was hard, but no, not really. I've quit once before, and I've quit plenty of times in the past, or I guess you could say taking a hiatus. But at the same time, it's helped me to train myself so that by now I have the ability to just drop it like that, but not experience the withdrawal symptoms thereafter. So we're going to move on to the number die, and we're going to see what number guides you this 5 days. So you're guided by the number five. Now, five came in between Leads of the Darkness and He of the Fiery Sword, and right below the South Node, but at the same time, right next to the Libra influence. And at the same time, and knocked over that die, and it's showing a stability factor that maybe was kind of a little bit rocky, but was still there. And now, with these changes that are going on, there's a necessary need to take on a new mindset. That is this justice oriented, granted from the universe mindset, right? That allows you to be able to do things in a just manner, but not just doing things in a just manner. It allows you to actually improve your finances, not just on a day to day basis, but also to improve your everyday modality. So, with that being said, I thank you for joining me on this journey, regardless of those things that you might not see, and regardless of whether your relationships are whether the people in your relationships in your vicinity are listening to you or not. There's a necessary need to let go of that apathy, and at the same time to complete your personal journey so that you encompass balance. And once you encompass this balance, that's when the universe is going to send you that new train of thought. Actually, it's not going to send you that new train of thought because by then you would have already noticed that you already assimilated it into your mind. And once you do that, you'll see how quickly your everyday world can change. So, thank you for joining me, Capricorn. Sorry about making it 18 or 19 minutes long, but I think you'll be patient enough to be sitting through the whole thing. So, until then, I will see you in another 5 days to do your next 5 day tarot forecast. And until then, this is David with Tarot and Astrology for All, signing out.